Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And since it's actually Mental Health Awareness Week, I want to dive into this topic of mental health with regards to IIH a little bit deeper. So before we get into any more details, time for the intro. I've talked a little bit about mental health on this channel. I find this is a really hard topic to talk about because if someone is struggling right now with mental health, then these videos can sometimes be of not as much help as what people intend them to be. And I'm also not a professional on how to deal with this. I want to talk about today specifically as somebody who's gone through a lot of the journey with IIH. I've had this condition now for over 2 years. I want to talk about why I think we should be given access to mental health resources as easily as we're given access to our specialists, such as neurologists and ophthalmologists, because there's a major struggle that IIH brings into with mental health. And I think it comes in multiple different angles. Now, I have a video that I shared actually last year talking about the mental health struggles that I dealt with right at the time of diagnosis. But I've kind of stayed away from the mental health struggles that I continue to have as a result of having these up and down symptoms. Like, it's not something that just happened at diagnosis. It was something and is still something that I deal with all the time. You guys just don't ever see this part of my life because I don't have a camera on me 24/7. I try and showcase this in the vlogs, but it's very hard when you're having a very rough time with your mental and emotional health to pick up the camera and start vlogging. Like, it's just not something that I have done or wanted to do. So it's not something I really think about right off the start. Throughout my journey with IIH, I was given access to a dietitian to help me with weight loss, which has probably been why I've been so successful keeping my weight off, because I've just kept a lot of the things that I was doing at that time, even when I struggle with my workouts. I was given my neurologist, who does a majority of managing everything, and then I was given my ophthalmologist to talk about how are my eyes doing, so my neurologist knows where to go. But there was never a conversation about access to mental health resources as a part of now being diagnosed with a chronic illness that comes and goes when waves, and you have this roller coaster of a condition, and that there's going to be good times, but there's also going to be some rough times, and there may be times that you need to talk about things that maybe you only want to talk about with somebody who's trained in these particular type of specialties. It was never even a consideration. My family doctor at that time was willing to do that part of it with me, and it was really helpful. But then that doctor moved away, and I didn't have access to that anymore. And I can't get in, and wasn't really given that as an option when I met my new doctor. Like, there wasn't really a point made of, well, there's no point in me seeing you all the time because you're seeing a specialist, but they don't realize quite how much mental health work they were doing with me at that point in time. And I just guess I didn't really pick that up until just recently, as I've been going through this meditation stuff, as I've been kind of reflecting on the last couple of years, as I've been really, really focused on this part of it. I think that this should be something as a resource that we're given to as easily as the dietitian for helping us lose weight. Another reason why I think I've been doing okay lately is because I have this channel. I have this outlet. As much as you guys see, these videos are edited. I can decide what I want to share in the end and what I want to keep to myself. However, I've still had the ability to talk this out to the camera without anyone interrupting me. This is why I say this channel has been as much of a benefit to me. What you guys may not understand is that by talking some of these things out, I'm able to get stuff off my chest that I don't want on social media or that I need to talk about, but don't have the ability to talk about with anyone else. I want to thank all of you for watching my content to allow me to have a place where I can really talk about how I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make it into the final edit. Between the meditation and doing videos on YouTube, I have really, really gotten this benefit without seeing somebody, but I think it's something we should be able to have access to. It's just not something that seems to be thought about with chronic illness in general. I'd like to hear other people who have other chronic illnesses weigh in if you've been ever referred to somebody who specializes in mental health without having to ask for it. Like, I don't think that's very common, and I think it's something that should be offered. Not only is IIH chronic illness, but it's chronic pain. Living with chronic pain is something that I have a lot of trouble explaining to others, what it's like to live with and what it's like to live with a base level of pain all of the time. You know, you can try and use examples, you can try to use analogies, you can try to use a bunch of different things, but I don't think you truly understand it unless you actually get diagnosed with something that results in chronic pain or you've been actually diagnosed directly with chronic pain. A lot of the resources that are available through places that offer information on IIH talk specifically about depression, which, in my opinion, if they talk specifically about it as much as they do with weight, which there's a whole pamphlets on it, then I don't understand why we're not given access to resources that include this type of help. My biggest point with this video is that I think that mental health resources should be given to people with chronic illness and especially IIH as easily as the dietitian, the neurologist, and the ophthalmologist. Now, mental health is something that is lagging behind in getting resources for anyways. It's something that is fairly new. So hopefully as that comes in and people become more aware of mental health, that is something that's more readily done. But this is something that is severely lacking in pushing out to patients because I think we need it. I think a lot of us, the reason why we turn to support groups online is because we don't have this help and support from our medical teams. I'm not saying that it would stop it completely, and I don't think it should, because I think it's important for people to be able to reach out to others who have a rare condition. I'm not going to say that about online communities, that they shouldn't exist at all. But what I would like to see from online communities is this not asking for advice at all. I think it should be there so that people can post their stories and share what they're going through and people can offer support. But I don't think it's a place where people should be asking anything that could be considered a type of medical question. Even if you tell me as a moderator, oh, well, we don't allow those type of posts, I have seen it. I know it's really, really tough moderating those type of communities, especially when they get to be so large. It's just another added layer of support for those of us who are dealing with chronic illness. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you've made it this far in the video, don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell, turn your notifications to all so you never miss another video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a like. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye everyone.